Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lifts. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on today's episode, I do not feel like working out. First off, we had a late night last night, and we had to get up early this morning for one of my kids' awards assembly, and it's very windy right now. So the weather is just absolutely terrible. If you can't tell, the wind blowing around me. And as a result of this wind, because I live near the coast, it's pushing all of the cold air from the ocean over this way. So it is like extra cold today. Now, the only thing I can tell you that's going to happen today is I'm going to be doing the Circus Dumbbell. And I don't know how high I want to go to. And I don't know how many reps I want to do or how many sets. But hey, we're going to do it anyways. I also don't even know what topics we're going to talk about today, because sometimes I have a plan going into the workout, what I want to talk about. And then sometimes when I'm in the workout, then I figure out things that I want to talk about. So I'm hoping for the latter today. So let's jump into this and let's see what we can get done.
So on today's giant set, we're going to be doing the Circus Dumbbell. And the plan was to just work up in weight. So starting off with 80 pounds and hitting it on the right and left hand side, and just working up to a weight and just kind of figuring out what I want to take it from there. I really wasn't sure. So I just thought I would just start with the basics and I would just work my way up and see if I even made it to the Rogue Monster Dumbbell. And in between my sets, I'm going to be doing 6-way windmills. They're actually called 3-way windmills, but since you do them on two sides, I call them 6-way windmills. But these are excellent for your obliques and your shoulder and hip mobility. And I'm also going to be doing some jump ropes in between for timing and for some light conditioning. And that's going to be the giant set for the day. And I'm just going to keep working up in weight on this loadable Titan dumbbell as I go up.
Well, now that I'm back inside away from the wind, I finally figured out what I wanted to talk about in this video. Now, sports science experts are going to have a lot of fancy words that involve the word lateral, which means basically working out one side of your body at a time. So this includes like single leg step-ups, single leg squats, waiter's walks, or in this case, a single dumbbell press overhead. And it's important to incorporate these workouts and these movements every once in a while, because that's how your body stays well balanced, so that one side of your body in a back squat, for example, your right leg will not be stronger than your left leg, and you'll see it as you're going up in your squats. Same thing with your bench press. You'll see one side be a lot more stronger than the other side, which causes the bar to dip to one side. So working out in this type of one-sided body workouts keeps your body well balanced and keeps your strength perfect. Now, the Circus Dumbbell is a lot fatter in the handlebar and a lot bigger, like comically big, compared to a dumbbell in the gym. So if you were to take, for example, a 130-pound dumbbell, a lot of guys can press that overhead, because when they do the seated press or with bench press, they're able to do 130s. They're able to do that weight with 2 dumbbells in their hand. Now, when it comes to the Circus Dumbbell is a lot harder to lift than a regular dumbbell that you would typically find in a gym. Gym dumbbells typically have a very small diameter handle, and the ends are very short and compact and well balanced, so you're able to get that better on your shoulder and you're able to use your whole body into the press. With the Circus Dumbbell, it's kind of like equivalently working out with an axle bar comparative to a barbell. The handle is a lot thicker in diameter, about the size of a Coke can. And as a result, it makes it a lot harder to get that bar into position. The ends are also comically big, like cartoonish big. So since it's like that in build, it's a lot harder to press overhead, and it's terribly imbalanced when you try to get it to the top. However, this is an event that is found a lot in strongman events. So if you want to be a strongman, you got to train in this implement. Now, a lot of people ask, do you have to be efficient with both your left and your right hands, or in other words, your dominant and your non-dominant hands? And the answer is, for a strongman competition, absolutely no way. I would recommend that if you're 6 weeks away from a strongman competition, use the hand that you would typically throw a baseball with or a football with. Just like you wouldn't throw a baseball or a football with your offhand, or if you're right-handed, your left hand, or vice versa. The same reason you wouldn't go into a competition trying to be efficient in both arms. Lifting a Circus Dumbbell requires tremendous strength, but it also requires a lot of balance that usually only dominant hands are able to provide. Now, if you're in the off season, I definitely recommend getting efficient in both arms. Getting efficient in both arms will make your sides even and balanced, like I spoke about before. And so it's a good way to keep everything nice and balanced and in check as you go up in weight.
Now, if you weren't paying attention, I was doing terrible on the lockout on my left hand on the monster bell. So I decided to continue to hit the monster dumbbell on my right hand, but to lower the weight on my left hand on the Titan loadable circus dumbbell. So my new plan was to hit 6 reps total with the monster dumbbell with my right hand. And then once I was done with that, I'd walk over and hit my left hand with a lower weight. And then I would continue to do 6-way windmills to make sure that I was getting everything properly warmed up and conditioned as I go up in weight. And I was going to continue to do jump ropes as well. Now, the reason I'm doing this was the monster dumbbell was flying up on my right hand, no problem, but I was having a hard time pressing it with my left. So instead of just keep missing it over and over again, I just wanted to make sure that I was getting good reps and good proper movement. So I decided that, I was going to try to work up in weight, maybe to see if I can get it to 130 pounds with my left, because that would be a PR. So this is 125 pounds on my left hand. And I've hit this before, and this really flew up. So I just knew it was the monster dumbbell that was screwing up my form. The monster dumbbell is a different kind of implement to hit than the circus loadable dumbbell, because you're able to just get into a better position with the loadable one when it comes to it sitting on your wrist. But I was still proud of myself because this is the most reps I've ever done with my right hand on the monster dumbbell, and it just kept getting easier and easier. So I was very pleased with that. So I decided, you know what, end it on a high note. Let's load up the circus dumbbell and hit this with my left hand at 130 pounds, which would be a PR. And spoiler alert, I don't quite hit it, but this is the closest I've ever been. Normally I can't even get it off my shoulder. So here I had a little bit of a bobble, but I pressed it up and it got a little away from me at the top, but still, that's the best I've ever done. So I was very proud of that. Because like I said earlier, this is like throwing a baseball. So if you're able to throw with your right hand a fastball 95 miles per hour down the middle of the base, it's pretty cool if you can also do that with your left arm as well. And that's essentially what I did today. So that's how I equate that, and I was very proud of it.
Well, look who found me, a workout companion. Now, as you can see, the wind has picked up. The sun came out, so that allowed me to take off my jacket because I got warm enough. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it's still pretty cold out here. I'm really grateful for how that went. I hit 6 reps on the monster dumbbell with my right hand, which I've never done before. And then I was able to work my way up to 130 pounds on my left hand with this bad boy, which I've never done before. And I had to stabilize it at the top towards the end there, but still, that's the closest I've ever gotten, so I'll take it. Really hope you enjoyed working out with us today, and I'll see you next time.